How you guys doing? My name is TB, and today we're going to be talking about My Hero Academia, episode 57 in season 3, called Rescue. Not too much is going on in this episode. I'm going to be frank with you guys. We had some really cool stuff happening in the last couple episodes, as is the trend, as we know by now. But we get to learn something new about UA High School, and it's that they're not really good at rescuing people. They have like a lot of experience fighting villains and like using their quirks to the fullest, like to the best of their capabilities, right? That's what Eraserhead has been teaching them. And they've even been in situations where people have needed to get rescued, like Midoriya rescued Koda. But like as a class, they haven't really been taught too much and don't really have too much experience with rescuing people. It seems like the other high schools actually do have some, because they go in there with like, oh, we got to stabilize this, we got to make sure they're okay, stuff like that. But in the beginning of the episode, we are introduced in the beginning to this new organization called Huck. Well, new to us as the viewers. And obviously, not everyone knows them in the show. They're called like these people who basically, they're professional people who are meant to be like rescued. Like they put themselves in a situation where it's dangerous and they get rescued professionally. And they critiqued you. It's funny because even Todoroki is wondering, like, okay, so we have to pass a sort of limit. Like, there's a certain score that we need to meet in order for us to pass this test. And if we don't pass the score limit, well, then we ain't passing. But they don't tell you, like, what is worth your points, and they don't tell you who's going to be scoring you. Like, they don't give you all the information for you to assess, like, what exactly you got to do. All the students know is that they need to rescue these elderly and these children, and get points for that, and that's pretty much it. There's something really quick that happens before they actually get into rescuing people, and it's this whole thing with Cammy. I don't know why she's getting brought up again under this context, but she's being brought up, the fact that she was naked. Obviously, Sero said something, and then Mineta and Kaminari they're all asking him about, like, oh, you saw her naked, she's hot, this and that, and she waves to him. And this is really making me think that, like, he has met her somewhere, or she has met him somewhere, because the first time we've ever seen Cammy, this character from Shiketsu High School, is in this arc that we're in right now, the provisional license arc. But it really seems like she knows him from somewhere. And then Mora comes up, Mr. Hair, man, the extendo hair dude. He comes up to apologize to Bakugo for Seiji and the way that he was acting, because he actually wants to develop a good relationship with UA. I don't really know exactly what that means, but even Todoroki was like, you say you want to develop a good relationship, but this guy over here, he does not like me. And I remember I noticed that he noticed. So I'm glad they're bringing it up in the show. When Inase looked at Todoroki that way, like, get the heck out of my face, I don't like you, he brought up the fact that he changed a little bit from the time that he saw him at the tournament arc, you know what I mean? But he still has Endeavor's eyes. He still has that face. We still don't really know why Inase doesn't like Todoroki, but he doesn't. And then Ochiko starts to realize that, like, she really does like Midoriya, and she's getting jealous, and she's not really exactly sure why. But, like, she's jealous of Cammy. I think she'd be jealous of any girl who really gets close to him. But that gets explored a little bit more in this episode. And I'm glad they brought it up, but I'm sad that she decides to basically just ignore her feelings for now in the way, cause like she feels like she has to. I feel she just we'll cover it when we get there. So the exam starts, and right away UA reaches one of the kids, one of the Hucks that are in trouble, and immediately constructive criticism right away. He's like, what are you doing? You get points off for not doing this, you get points off for not doing that. You guys are, being treated as you have your licenses already, so you guys should know the basics of how to, like, rescue people. And then Midoriya realizes that, oh, okay, the people that we're rescuing are the ones that are going to be telling us what our points are worth and what they're not worth. And we see a couple clips from some other students in some other high schools and, like, their tactics and what they use. We see Mora again, the guy with the big hair. He just, like, blows everything away with his quirk. I think he has so much hair, I figured that his quirk would have something to do with his hair, but we haven't seen him use it yet. So he used it. It's called extendo hair. He basically It's kind of like Jiraiya from Naruto in a sense, because he can manipulate his hair and attack with it. There's not really any downside to that. He's just able to do that. Midoriya has this sort of flashback to, you know, motivate himself or why he wants to be a hero and he wants to save people with a smile. He thinks back to All Might and he tries to emulate, you know, the personality or the mentality that All Might would have if he was in the same situation. You know, that famous, you know, video clip of him saving people. Don't worry, everything's okay because I'm here. He didn't say those exact words, but he tried to be like, oh, everything's okay. And he, you know, basically gives a little bit of leadership to the people who are there. And then again, what I was talking about, Ochiko's here and she's like, I have to be like Midoriya. She even thinks back to Himiko. When Himiko was talking to her, basically saying that, you know, you want to be just like him. You want to, you know, you want to try to be like the person that you really care about. The person that you have feelings for. I don't know why she thought back to Himiko, but she did. And then she came to the conclusion that this feeling that she has for Midoriya, that she's just going to put away for now. She's just going to hide those feelings. She's going to pretend like they're not there for now, so she could focus on, you know, the task at hand, which is good. I don't want her to feel like she can't like him, like she's not allowed to. You get what I'm saying? That's what I think anyway. So after that little scene there, for some reason someone is like I don't know what you would call it, reprimanding, I guess. Reprimanding Seiji for the way that he was thinking and saying that he was thinking kind of like Stain, where heroes, basically he's trying to impose his way of thinking about what a hero should be like onto other people, and that's the reason why he failed the test. He should have just focused on himself and what he needed to get done. But no, he spent a lot of time there just taking out all these other students because they didn't match like his level of what he thought a hero should be. And that thinking that way is dangerous because sometimes you can go over the top. We see Inase, he tries to rescue some of the Hucks there too, but they end up giving him some points off because even though it was elaborate the way he uses his wind, I had no idea that he was using like several different winds to try to like manipulate, you know, the flow of air and stuff like that. And also we see that Cammy's gone again. Even one of the Shiketsu High School students notice it now too. Where's Cammy? She's not around. This girl is really mysterious. She shows up and then she disappears a lot. No one knows where she is until she shows up again. And then only the people who she shows herself to ever even get to see her. So there's that. Ochiko tries to, again, just, you know, head first into another situation. Momo stops her because this guy is in between like two beams and he's about to be crushed. So first they make sure that the beam has support, stuff like that. They rescue it. Most of the episode is just like these little like side missions of part of UA High School, part of Shiketsu High School, just rescuing people. Not much is going on. You see, and I can even show you, I'll put them up on the screen now. Just a couple of people who are just going around rescuing people. Even Bakugo, like, he, in his own way, lucky that he found some Hucks who were like, did he figure out that we actually weren't as hurt as we're pretending to be? Because, yeah, we can actually go on our own. He's just like, shut up, guys, help yourselves. We're not here to help you all. And then, like, conveniently, he ran into some Hucks where that happened to be the case. But they still ended up taking some points off of him anyway because of his bad attitude. The most interesting thing in this episode to me were the fact that Cammy keeps disappearing, coming back. Ochiko has to deal with her feelings now for Midoriya. The Hucks, because, you know, the Hucks are actually testing people's ability to rescue, because that shows a part of being a hero that we haven't really seen so far yet. Yeah, the pros get to rescue people, but whenever the pros show up on the scene, they're there for not too long. So we don't really get to see the process of them saving people. But that's something that these guys are going to have to learn if they want to, you know, be a pro. And so those two things, and then Gang Orca showing up. We saw him when All For One fought One For All, but he didn't really do much. He was just kind of there in the background with the Giant Lady and Best Jeanist. But now we get to see him in action, and this dude looks strong. He looks sick. Cause now all the students, they're gonna have to not only try to save people, but fight off Gang Orca and like all his goons and stuff like that. So it's cool. We get a nice shot of Midoriya here at the end. You know, he seems determined. He seems like he's not gonna let it phase him. But it's tough. Even Minetta's like, yo, this is what do they expect from us? This is a lot. And that's pretty much the whole episode, guys. There's not really much to it. Not this week anyway. The one upsetting thing for me it has nothing to do with the episode. It's the fact that next week is gonna be a filler. It's gonna be some, I don't know. I don't even know what the focus is. All Might was doing the preview for next week, and he's just like, why are we doing this? Because we can, and we have to have fun while we can. It's like, I want to see the conclusion to the provisional license exam already. Like, I don't want to wait anymore, because there's not that many more episodes left in this season to begin with. But that's it. Sorry, there's not much to really talk about this week. Let me know what you guys thought of this episode. Let me know what you guys think about the fact that next week is going to be a filler. So obviously it makes some people are like, oh, I don't want to watch filler, but like, let me know how you guys feel about it, because honestly, if you're a manga only reader, then you would not see this episode. Like, you wouldn't know what's going to happen in this episode because it wasn't in the manga. It's filler. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Hopefully the filler episode is a good one. Bye.